All right, Bronco fans, this is Chris Van Sickle with another edition of the Bronco Country Recruiting Roundup. This is our second one. I apologize, I am not in my regular home studio. I'm at work, so we're just making this. We're flying by the seat of our pants here. I am, however, excited to bring on our next guest. He's a very exciting prospect. I personally watched his film. It's impressive, although he doesn't necessarily play the position you probably think he's going to be playing. And we're going to talk about that with Carter Kuckenbuch. How you doing, Carter?
Pretty good about yourself.
I am well. All right, so let's start out first and foremost with the pronunciation of your last name, because I've been told several different things, and I want to make sure that I and Bronco Nation get it right. So, what is the pronunciation?
Kuchenbuch.
Kuchenbuch. And I wanted to bring this up because I believe your mother, is that your mother,
Yes, it is.
was nice enough to give us a full explanation, and that is awesome. So, it's German Kuchenbuch for cake book or cookbook, which is awesome. But then I also, whenever I can make fun of one of my other podcasters, I take the opportunity. And then Evan came with this horrible joke. So I got to call out Evan. But, anyways, back to brass tacks. So, Kook and Boo. Carter, talk to me about your senior season. My understanding is you play at a kind of a smaller high school in Washington. Um, and you kind of played out a position. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we're 2B in Washington, so that's the second smallest classification, and then I play everywhere, whether it be quarterback all the way to wide receiver, tight end, running back, all the way to play outside linebacker actually 2 years ago, and then DN now, so I'm all over the place.
That's awesome. Yeah. So and remind me of where you're playing at. What's your high school name?
Okanagan High School.
Okanaga. I don't know. I mispronounce so many things. I figured I'd just make sure that you said it right. Lake Okanaga.
No, Okanagan. It's spelled differently. It's Okanogan,
All
and
right.
then
Well,
Okanagans in Canada. So
we're all learning something here. All right. So let's get down to it. Most of your highlights that I watched, you were playing quarterback. Now, Boise State is recruiting you as a tight end. Is that correct?
yes,
Now, how did have you always been playing quarterback, or was that just kind of you need to step up and make that work, or
I've been playing quarterback since the second grade. So it's kind of just been my role ever since. So that's my label as the team. So I mean, I play anywhere, but that's where they put me.
and that's a great mentality to have. What do you think you learned from playing quarterback that will translate and help you be a better tight end at the collegiate level?
Um, I'd say I know how a quarterback thinks for the most part. I've been there. Um, Probably pre-snap recognition, stuff like that. We have a lot of plays in our system that I can go to the line, and based off of a defensive alignment, I switch it. I can check to a pass. I can check to a run. Um, we have a great system through that. I can audible pretty much out of anything. And then with the play you call, being able to see who to leave or where the void is or where to sit down a route. I think those will all be huge aspects for me playing tight end, having a quarterback background in high school.
And so when Boise State looked at you, what do you think? What skill or what made you unique that made them say, "Hey, I want that player on my team"?
Um, Probably my hometown, small town attitude. Uh, I've It's pretty incredible when you go from such a small school and you go out to travel and do camps and stuff, you get a taste of what bigger football is all about. And I always had the mentality of like, I don't really care. I'm going to try to be the best person I can be on and off the football field, and I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability. So I think they kind of liked my blue collar mentality behind that.
And Boise State uses a lot of tight ends. Is that something that kind of attracted you to Boise State?
Yeah, I'm bigger. I'm on the bigger scale, so they have some big tight ends. So that obviously was a good key point for Boise State. So yeah, I like what they do with their tight end room. They got good stuff going on.
6'5", 230 is what we had listed you at on 24/7. Is that still accurate?
I'm 240 now, so we're on the gain. But yeah, that's pretty accurate for right now, I'd say.
And when you were looking at colleges, just to kind of get into your recruiting now, what was a priority? What would necessarily attract you to a certain college before you even met Boise State? What were your priorities going into it?
Location. Location was a big one. I wanted to be somewhat close to home. I didn't want to have to drive across this country to hit home.
Right.
Location also too is not like the huge city vibe. Boise is still a city, which is not a bad thing, but I can still be able to get away and go climb a mountain if I wanted to.
And when did Boise State first come in contact with you?
Oof. Last baseball season, so that would have been end of April. Probably, yeah, end of April.
And when they came to you, did they have tight end already in mind? Because I know you got sized to be a defensive end, like you said, outside linebacker. Was it always kind of tight end, or did they come in with an open mind?
It was kind of tight end. I already had previous offers at tight end, so I mean it was tight end, D end, kind of whatever you would rather choose. They didn't really say like which one. They said like what side of the ball you want to be on more. But tight end kind of was the given, like this is what we're looking at.
And what would you rather play? Was it tight end, or you kind of like playing the defensive side, getting those sacks, or what do you like?
I like the offensive side of the ball, kind of like knowing what's happening and how to pick something apart. I also like defense side of the ball too. So if I came to Boise and they said, "Hey, let's go switch this to D end," I still would probably have the same mindset towards it. But I do like the offensive side of the ball. I'd say just a little bit more.
And I know you have taken an official visit to Boise State, correct?
Yeah.
When was that visit?
That was the Utah State game.
And talk to me about that visit. When did you walk away from that thinking, man, that's why I picked Boise State? Because you were already committed, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
So,
I mean,
go ahead.
it was a complete just like I've never personally been to a Boise State game. My dad, he played for Idaho, so he played at Boise State Field a couple of times and always told me about how it was. But I personally have never felt that. I mean, you can watch it on TV, but it doesn't fill the whole picture. So yeah, totally. After leaving from the OV, me and my family we knew this was it. Like we knew our decision was just, and we knew we made the right choice.
So I didn't know that the elder Kuchenbuch had played at Idaho. Has he had any reservations about putting on the blue and orange when he makes a visit here, or is that going to be an issue?
No, he played in the late 90s. So if I'm correct, that's when Idaho was good and taking the lickings on Boise. But then Boise after that totally skyrocketed. So there's really not much hate anymore between the two. He kind of knows that he had his day and it's Boise's day now. So he gets it.
Absolutely. Let's see. When you talk to the staff, is Nate Potter your main recruiter? I'm assuming because of your position.
Yeah, Nate and yeah, pretty much Nate the whole time. There'll be a couple pokes here and there from other guys, but Nate's usually the one that contacts me.
And how's that interaction been? What do you like about Coach Potter, and how do you think he can help you improve and go to that next level?
I like that he has experience, not only college football experience, but NFL experience, and college football experience at Boise specifically. I think that's a huge upside. The tight ends he has right now, I got to meet them on my OV. They all seem like really good guys outside of the football room, which is huge. But they're also great football players. I mean, Matt Lauder and Wagner are tearing it up right now. So I think that those aspects make him who he is and how great of a coach he is.
And I actually have interviewed Matt Wagner before, and I couldn't agree more. He's an outstanding young man with a very, very bright future. Do you is there any tight end in either the NFL or NCAA or even going back in history that you kind of want to emulate yourself after?
I'd say Gronk. Definitely, yeah. Gronk's my guy. I still watch highlights of him. He did some cool
That's a
stuff.
good choice.
Yeah.
I think all the Bronco Nation would be quite happy with that. So are you planning on signing on early signing day in December? Do you know yet?
Yeah, I think it's the 5th is what I'm going to do it. We just made the decision the other day. There's a weird window now. It's not like there's a day. There's like 4 days, I think they said, or 3.
Yeah.
So on the 5th. Yeah.
Are you going to do any kind of ceremony or anything at the school?
Yeah. We won a state championship last year in football, so we're going to go down to the trophy room at the school and have the coaches and family and have a little hooray.
That's awesome. Is there any chance that you plan on enrolling early and coming in for the spring?
It's a possibility right now. It's kind of depends on if they need me. They have a pretty big tight end room right now, so probably not, but it's a possibility if they need me, yes.
My next question is just kind of your opportunity to shout somebody out or give them some love. Who growing up or currently do you look up to or see as kind of a hero figure?
Does it have to be a player or can it be really anybody?
Anybody.
I have to shout out my OC actually on my football team, Eddie Ashworth. He's been a great mentor for me. He actually took me under his wing my freshman year of high school football. Always believed in me. We'd have phone calls at night on Zooms, watching film, going over stuff, technique, things like that. Just as a mentor, I'd say definitely that'd be the one I'd pick.
And your senior season isn't quite over yet. Explain where you are in the playoffs right now.
So we just got done with the first round. We're heading into quarterfinals. We're ranked number 1, and we're playing Tri-Cities Prep, who's ranked number 8. Should be a good game. So we're looking forward to it. We're playing in the snow up here lately. We actually had a snow practice yesterday. So kind of brings a different aspect to football. We haven't had snow for the last 2 years. So last time I saw this was my freshman year, which was also very fun. Play some football in the snow.
Yes, we were talking before we started recording, and I said, "Darn it! If you guys are getting snow, I'm probably headed Boise's way as well. So I better get that snow shovel and ice melt out." Just a final question or an opportunity. What do you think? What's something that you want to tell Bronco Nation or about the kind of player they're getting, or the kind of young man they're getting?
Yeah. Like I said before, I come from a small town. I grew up on a cattle ranch, actually. I work a lot. I'm homeschooled, so I'm a little different, people might say. Good or bad, that's not mine to tell. But I'm going to try my hardest and do my best to get Bronco Nation, hopefully a championship or at least nationals, maybe we'll get there. But I'm going to do my best in my position to be a good person and a good football player.
So you'd say you're kind of that hay bale throwing farm boy strong?
a little bit. There's a little bit of farm strength in there.
I couldn't think of anything better for a tight end. Carter, I appreciate you joining me today. Good luck in the playoffs. I'm gonna try and follow how this all goes, and we look forward to seeing you on the blue.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, and go Broncos.
Broncos.